I'm telling you, just make the thumbnail Thor naked, but not NSFW. Like a safe for work thumbnail where he's kind of just like chained there naked.
Thanks for coming back and watching some MediaMix. We're brought to you by ourselves because we don't have any sponsors yet after a year. To the left of me is Nick. Say hi, Nick.
We pay for rent out of pocket.
Awesome. I'm Jack, and then to my right is Vicky. All right, nothing out of her. And then to her right is the famous Big Kahuna.
The infamous.
Say one of your famous quotes.
Hey, I'm the Big Kahuna. Hey,
No, you're supposed to say
Sweet.
$500 flying crocodile skillet.
No, that's
I
really
literally hate you. There, that's my quote.
Anywho,
I hate you.
Nick.
Welcome back
The
to the
Big Kahuna
squad.
2022.
Today, we're reviewing the movie Thor: Love and Thunder. We just got done seeing it. Currently, it is Friday the 8th, I believe. And it just came out yesterday. And box office is pretty good. I think it was $15.7 million in the first day.
Hard to compete with Gru.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We,
hard to compete with all the swaths of Discord incels who got their prom suits fitted so they could go together to watch the Minions Rise of Gru
You mean
movie.
gentlemen. All right.
I mean...
Fine gentlemen.
No.
Fine gentlemen.
And we
Did
saw
you see those kids there?
I was
bro?
with you.
Bro,
They're very many
He posted
bananas.
it on his story. Why are you asking? Did you see those kids? You all three of you.
I'm just trying to bring it up because it's as you know, like
When
you saw them, right? Like
yeah,
they were
when we
fucking
walked out of
fat.
the theater, they weren't fat. What are you
Yeah, they
talking
were
about?
fat, dude.
When we walked out of the theater, there was a group of like 30
whoa.
kids all dressed up in suits in the Gru costumes. And then all of a sudden, they're all talking, and then one just hops up on a bench, slowly raises his hand with a banana in it. And then the rest, they kneel down, stop talking, and pull out their own bananas and raise it up into the air.
That was so funny.
It was very sensational. I gotta say, it was.
We're all gonna be wiped out eventually by some catastrophic event, and aliens are gonna happen upon our once great civilization.
This is the photos
And
they're
they'll
gonna see.
find the photograph
It's gonna be
of-
the minion uprising.
from my Snapchat story of these kids wearing suits, all
Worshipping a
praising a
banana.
man holding up a banana, and they'll be like, "This must have been their religion."
We
Yeah,
really
pretty close.
Fucking stupid.
We could not have come far from like
that
freaking
offensive?
monkeys, dude. I swear.
What?
Pretty sure I just called everyone's god a banana.
Well,
Banana.
that's fine.
At least.
I'm okay with that.
That's logical.
Anywho,
honestly.
back to the movie Thor.
Did you? So I'm not on the camera right now, but
Kind of.
as far as like,
You 5 minutes ago.
on a scale of like, 1 being I hated it and 5 being you liked it,
It's gotta
give
be
a
1 out of
number.
5. You're an ass.
I feel like can we do it out of 10?
Yeah, like who does it out of 5?
Do it out of 10.
This movie,
If you
I'll give
liked
it a
it.
7.
Okay, if you liked it,
That's why I wanted to do it out
not
of
rating of the movie, saying
Can I like rate it on
You
a
said
scale?
you said 1 to 5.
Can I
And
rate
was
it on
like,
a
can we do
scale
it
of
at
like
1
the
to 10?
previous
Okay.
Thor movies?
So 7, not being that you hate it, but you enjoyed it, but not saying that you were like this is such a
7
good
being
movie.
it was good.
Okay.
Like not great.
Okay.
But not it's like slightly above okay.
Okay, Jack.
Can I like rank them next to the other
Isn't
3
this
Thor
like what we
movies?
do at the end?
Sure.
Because like
yeah, we
I feel
did
like
this at the end.
Okay, we should probably do this at the
no,
end.
it's fine. It's fine. Doesn't
Well,
matter. Who
I'm
cares?
just trying to test the water because
Yeah, it's
I'm
fine.
just mixing it up, trying something
I
different.
didn't.
Just say
I
it.
feel indifferent
confused.
about this movie.
In-
I do too.
different?
I have some things I
I
want to say.
walked into the movie and I was completely neutral. I got a tub of popcorn and I bought a Slurpee and I sat down, and Zach could attest to this. I had a big old grin because I was just enjoying that I was going to see a movie.
Yeah.
And the movie started and I stayed completely neutral and I tried my best. And the movie said, "Fuck you." And at a lot of turns gave me reasons to be picky, and I tried really hard. But I will say, the movie had a pretty strong open.
I thought the
With,
beginning
Christian
was
Bale?
great.
Like I said, it had a strong opening.
I think once the Guardians left,
It got better, or it went worse.
it went kind of downhill.
Really? Oh, thank God, because that's how I felt.
Well, because like I was like, oh no, they're leaving, and I'm like, well, I think I just really just want Guardians 3.
Yeah, you're like you have a bias towards the Guardians.
I love the Guardians.
That's your. Isn't that,
But they made it better, did they not?
yeah, I'm not saying
They had a nice
little.
little cameo for like 10 minutes.
I thought
I
Pratt
don't
was.
think
they did
anything.
I thought Star Lord's pretty funny.
I liked how they left
Yeah.
Thor like mid sentence.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, see ya. And he's like, thank you guys for being my friend.
I don't think they did really anything. They were just
They just had
they
to
were
be
just
there
there
for
to
the
drop
sake
him
of-
off.
Well, I mean, they
Yeah.
were there to tie in from like the
previous
last time we saw.
Yeah,
him,
the
which
previous
was
movies, but I don't think they'd like
Endgame.
affected anything.
Now,
Anyways, real quick, let me
Go
throw it on
ahead.
let me throw it on a scale. So like, being the worst are like the first two movies. Obviously, the first Thor was like just
Boring.
okay.
first it
It
was
was fine.
okay. It wasn't like terrible, but it wasn't great. It was just
That's
very boring. There was no humor. It was just
very
complete
far down
seriousness.
there on the Marvel scale.
Yeah.
Yes.
Second one was probably just as bad, if not worse.
I think the second one is the worst Marvel movie there is.
yeah, it really was not that good at all. It was like
I don't
it was
even
they
remember the
tried to
second
throw
one.
a little bit of humor in it, but just the story was so bad and like I don't know, that movie just wasn't
The
that
second
great.
one didn't have humor. From
I know.
What I remember.
What was
They
the
added a
second one
little bit. It was a
about?
little bit more than the first one.
It's
Thor:
been
The
a
Like the
while.
first one was
World,
just
and it
complete
was, like,
seriousness.
Dark elves invading
was-
Asgard. I don't even remember.
It was the
I
Dark
thought that was
Elves.
the first one.
no,
No,
that's
the
the
first
second
one was like Loki, kind of like becoming the king, kind of thing.
Thor gets banished from Asgard, and he has to like prove himself worthy to wield Mjolnir.
Yeah.
Meanwhile,
Tries
his
coffee.
brother's like kind of ruling Asgard, and he's kind of
Oh.
evil.
So, third one, Ragnarok, obviously one of the best Marvel movies they've ever put out. It was
Turns it around.
amazing. A lot of it was. I thought
up
it was
there.
I thought it was a very good balance of comedy and seriousness.
I think it also
But a
made
little bit
Thor
more.
look cool.
That and it made his character like much different than the first two movies, which he was just like this boring, like not a golden retriever, as you said earlier.
Yeah.
He's a golden retriever boy.
And then now this movie, it doesn't top Ragnarok. Ragnarok was really good, but it's not nearly as bad as like the first two. So I think it's like I think it's like right below Ragnarok and like goodness.
I don't know, like, because like obviously when
Maybe like a
you're
notch or
watching-
two down.
Obviously, like when you're watching Marvel movies and they have sequels, or if it is a sequel, you got to compare them to the other ones.
Mhm. But now this one has 4.
Wow, just go ahead and do that
Oh,
on
yeah.
my time.
Big mama.
Sorry.
As I was saying before, I was
Gassy.
rudely interrupted by someone's butthole.
Zach.
Oh God!
Stop
that bucket of pop. Sorry, that bucket of popcorn.
Got them protein farts coming out. Damn.
I apologize.
Anyways, yeah. So it's like Thor movies.
There's
I-
4 of them, so you got to compare them.
Yes, and like I get that, and I honestly don't know if I like this movie
Better than Ragnarok?
more than Ragnarok. I just don't know.
No, I don't think I do.
Definitely, for me, definitely not.
I think as far as like, because I can quickly
But like Ragnarok isn't as high on the scale. I feel like for me as like you guys.
so I can
feel like-
know exactly when watching this movie, like if somebody were to like quickly run up to me on the street and was like, what did you not like about Ragnarok? First I'd say, who the hell are you? But the next I'd probably say, I know exactly what bothered me when I was watching. And there's one specific scene where he goes, where all you hear is a little fucking voice, and he turns around and I have this bullshit shitty ass head that's just kind of floating there.
Yes, that was,
And I was
trash.
like, how this is a multi-billion-dollar company, and this is what they.
I was
could
gonna
give
Are
bring
you
that
talking
up.
about with Heimdall's son?
I was gonna bring that up.
How? Come on.
It
Wait,
was very wonky.
Wait, what head?
You can call me.
Heimdall's son, when he like first communicated with Thor and was like, "Hey, we're like
Oh
trapped."
yeah, the like head bubble.
Dude, that was like I could make a better edit in my sleep of
Literally,
something
I
like
know
that.
exactly
Like
how to do- I'd take your face and I'd cut it out, and then I'd freaking paste it on
Like,
another
that was
thing,
so- it
and
was
then
like-
just turn down the opacity.
Dude,
like
they
a
should
good-
have done it the way they did in Ragnarok.
Well,
a good like
he didn't know how to
10%
control
of
his
face.
powers.
No, I understand that.
That's
No,
what he said.
Yeah, but you can't even.
I understand that, but like that was just bad editing.
I don't know.
That
I
was
guess
just
they could have
terrible
executed
editing.
it better, but that's what they like
I get they're going for that, but I don't know. Like
I get that
in Ragnarok when he's talking with Heimdall, they just cut between them, like where they are with the actual camera.
I get that, but he doesn't know how to use his powers yet. I'm not saying that's an excuse for fucking Gerber baby floating head.
That's what it was.
What would it look like if it was Heimdall? Then would it just be like his whole like 4K head just floating there? Like I don't understand.
No, they just could have done a way better job. They could have had his whole body standing there or something like that. Just not like, I don't know the stroke on the guy's like
you could see
head
the
was just
clipping,
trash. It
and
was
also
like I said.
Just have
10% of his 10% of like the right of his face I remember was like just cut off by like the stroke that they had on it. It just looks so bad. It looks so bad.
I get that like movies nowadays have had less of a budget due to what COVID did, but I want to be completely honest.
Not even that's an excuse with this one.
I think they're just being cheap, and I think they're getting lazy with their special effects, especially since I stared at Natalie Portman's stupid fucking helmet the entire movie, and I'm like, there's not a shadow. There's not a shadow underneath here. It doesn't look right, and they tracked it. And I was like, how expensive would it be to build a goddamn helmet? And if it looks like shit, don't put it on her. Put it on her for the first minute of the movie and then stop using it. It looked like shit.
Was it the same for Thor's helmet?
Yeah, Thor's helmet looked like shit too.
I mean, I love Thor's uniform though.
It was good.
It was very comic accurate.
I think the best.
I didn't really notice the whole shadow thing with Natalie.
You have to. But that's the thing. That's shit that I'm.
That's literally what this whole movie revolved around was the shadow people in the shadow realm. They couldn't even get a shadow on a helmet right.
Now here's the shittiest.
I'll be honest, I didn't notice it.
Here's the shittiest thing about the movie. They got Christian Bale and put him for a total of 5 minutes in this stupid fucking movie.
Needed more gore.
Way more gore.
Why did you get such a high dollar actor on a movie and then give him really actually pretty?
We could have at least gotten like a montage of him killing gods.
I feel like the movie wasn't as long as it should have been.
It was an hour 50.
Yeah, that's really short for a Marvel.
This movie was really short.
I feel like it should have been a bit longer.
It was short, but
it should have been like a 2 hours and 20 minutes or something like that. Like they're just, I don't know.
The build up for Jane was a bit wonky because it was just
was really wonky.
Boom, cancer. Way to introduce back a character. Okay, yeah, we get that.
When did that happen?
It happened between this movie and I don't know.
Is that just some idea they thought of?
And it
and
was stage
like,
4.
She had no other signs. I mean,
she was like, I was tired, and then I went to the doctor.
She's dying of cancer.
And then
that's realistic, though.
She all of a sudden,
cancer can pop up.
Yeah, but not immediately into state. Well, I don't know. That's the thing.
I mean, people ignore
It never
things
said what
for
type
months.
she had.
No. Well, that's too much scripting, Zach. Also, I want to really quick, I guess this is not really on the movie.
No fart jokes.
There weren't, but the whole,
stepping up.
How do I say this? In the theater, non-movie related, the part where she's like, I have cancer, and, the people gasped. They didn't expect it. I was like, have you been fucking watching the movie? Did you just all of a sudden not realize that she had cancer? She literally is, getting chemo. Do you know what chemo is?
Yeah, I know.
It wasn't like a kid. It was
I think it was just, they gasped because they're like, oh, my God, she said it.
I guess.
Sorry. I get touchy.
No, that's true. But also, I don't like screaming goats.
Oh, God, they were pretty funny.
Dude, come on, that's a classic.
See, they milked it. They milked it for all it could. I get it. I get it. We repeat jokes in this.
That kind of that kind of brings me back to my one main point of this movie. This movie had way too much comedy. Way too much comedy.
I agree with that.
But it was just
I think it made it easier to sit through though.
Now here's.
I don't want to go here to just sit through it. I want to go here to enjoy it.
It's it's not too much. It's that there wasn't enough time for serious stuff.
And good character development, with the villain. We barely
I like Gore. Honestly, I thought it was really nice, and even the part where he was with the kids, I thought that scene was awesome.
We needed more.
And Christian Bale did a really good job
for as much time that he had on the movie. Yeah,
and I feel like if they're gonna extend more time on this movie, it would be more of him You know,
There
like
needed.
I hate that it's like, oh, it doesn't show him actually killing any of the gods.
Yeah,
other
there
than the
needed to
first
be
one.
a montage of Gore just fucking doom music playing in the background, and they're just just hacking up gods left and right. We didn't have any of that. They could have done such cool like cinematic shots of that.
And I did like the shot where they showed when he travels to the ice planet and they see the really big dead god.
Yeah.
That is, I know that's a shot taken right out of the comic book page, which, you know, that would be, I think, best left to the imagination to be desired of how he took him down. But, and you know, to
But, like,
have the
all the
kinda
lesser known
honest-
gods.
But
that
yeah,
are out there,
it should have had more of him showing how badass of a badass he is.
how vicious
you know?
he is.
How did Jane get to where Thor was in the very end of the movie?
What do you mean?
Like,
She just used
The
She rode
Valkyrie
the Pegasus.
how did she?
horse.
Okay, but the only reason oh wait, she rode the Pegasus
the
horse.
Pegasus,
Pegasus
and
horse.
Mjolnir can both summon the Bifrost.
I don't think Mjolnir.
No,
can.
Mjolnir can't.
Can't.
No, it's
No,
only
because the reason why when they're at that shadow place, she threw Thor's
because that was the key to unlocking the
yeah.
whatever it was.
Can the Pegasus do the Bifrost or something? Or?
I guess Valkyrie's
I
Pegasus
think
can.
the Pegasus can travel,
Okay, that makes sense.
I guess
but
so,
I
yeah.
don't
That's
because
how-
you
that's
know
how she got there.
like a lot of things can travel. Like they use the lightning bolt to travel.
Here's what I'm wondering, because the whole plot revolves around getting to eternity. Like, that has never been fucking done before. When you have characters like Thor who have the Bifrost and can just summon himself to eternity and just use the wish
Well, you need
that he
the
grants.
you need the sword too.
You need the sword.
I'm pretty sure.
Why?
Do
Didn't
you?
they say that?
No,
All you needed to do was have
the key, which
the
is the Bifrost.
Stormbreaker to summon the Bifrost to get there, and then he also used Stormbreaker to get into eternity. So, if Thor can just do that on a whim, how has like nobody else gotten there yet?
Yeah, why
There
didn't
are
just, like-
other gods with just as much capability as Thor and could easily get to eternity and just use that one wish that eternity could grant.
Yeah, how is it just his weapon that is the key?
It's not.
And
It's
they're
just
like,
the Bifrost. In
yeah,
general.
whoever gets there
Bifrost.
first. Like, how has nobody gotten there yet?
Nobody decided to go and make an all ultimate.
Nobody
wish.
just, they could have been like, it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
Also, may I add?
Why didn't he go there and
dude. Why didn't Thor go there and be like, I wish to unexist Gore or something?
or
if they
when
knew-
Thanos was attacking?
That
Yeah,
that
or
too.
with Thanos. He could travel time, space, and go to eternity. Get rid of half the
I
population.
knew this
for
shit
me.
would happen eventually. I just thought it would happen in the TV shows where they don't care as much.
Yeah, but now
But
now
it
this-
happened in
Lower
the
budget
fucking
TV
Thor movie.
shows.
It happened in one of the original Avenger Thor movies.
Wait, so you knew this is like an actual like comic book thing with eternity?
Gore is a thing. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
but like
Gore-
the
Gore.
eternity thing, like
Yeah, Eternity's an actual
I'm sure
thing in
it
the comics.
is.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sure it
It's one of
is.
the more powerful.
But I mean,
beings
you know,
in
the
Marvel.
comics are a lot more complicated than like baby Marvel. You know,
This
I mean,
was, like,
'cause they have to
branch-offs and
babyfy it
non-canon
to make it into movies. You know,
Damn
Spooky
it.
train.
yeah.
Dwayne Johnson,
It's kind of funny.
Dwayne Wade.
Come on, that was a funny joke in the movie.
What?
you sound like the director.
What?
What was a funny joke?
Why I sound like?
Oh, I thought you were talking about The Rock.
Oh no.
Let's
Yeah,
talk
that's
about
Dwayne. Dwayne.
let's talk about that character Zeus. Did you guys like him or no?
Yeah. How do
That
you?
guy.
How
It
did
was
how did
funny.
he live?
Yeah, for one, how did he live? For two, like, I just did
Yeah, I
not
thought that was
like.
a bit-
Like, I don't know why was he like that.
What do you mean? Why was he?
His
An
accent.
asshole?
His accent
Huh?
was weird too.
He's Italian.
That's actually what his. It wouldn't be Italian, it'd be Grecian. But that's actually what.
Where's Greece? I mean, not Greece.
Greece is? Greece is an offshoot of whatever language, but technically yes, Italian because it is an offshoot of that. But
They're
yeah,
like the
that
Roman
that
gods.
accent makes sense for him. But also, it's stupid and it's really cheesy. And
Why'd they
also,
have to make
how
him
did he
like
live?
fat
I know
and
some.
look like a tooth fairy that like was made of
'Cause-
gold?
Because
Zeus
Russell,
looks like
because
Zeus
Russell,
would look like that.
Russell
He does?
Crowe is fat. I don't know.
Yeah. And they wanted Zeus to be just like a, an underwhelming, douchey asshole god who's like,
that's what he is.
That's exactly who he is.
Is.
He's built up to be this great, powerful being who's like someone you can look up to as a god, like Thor. That's what he's actually just a huge asshole.
Zeus wouldn't be this really fit guy. He'd be this fat fucking asshole.
Yeah, and I like that.
Because he has hot women feeding him fucking like grapes and food all day.
Yeah, you're right.
He surrounds himself with people who think he's awesome.
They can only be so close to what like actual mythology would be, because if they got any closer, then Thor would be an asshole who'd just kill people for fun.
Yeah.
So just to
Norse
be clear,
mythology
there is no
makes...
dumpling god.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Dang it!
Damn.
He was so cute.
Poor Kai.
Also,
his name was.
I feel like they would introduce random jokes
valid.
here and there that were like funny, but then they'd also have shit in there that you'd be like, all right, cool.
The funniest bits were the one with like Stormbreaker being like jealous of.
Oh my god!
I did giggle at that.
That was
those were funny.
The ones just the scenes where like Stormbreaker would just come into the frame.
Where he throws Mjolnir, he's just like, I'm just making sure I can still hold it. And he just like creeps into the camera.
Fucking great bit.
See, that was great.
What was so hilarious, and it didn't process in my mind during like while I was watching the movie, but like he just takes off, right? Like it breaks through the roof.
Yeah.
And then they look out the window
And he gets
fucking
it.
just smacks into this statue. I'm like, yeah, that was kind of funny though.
Yeah, he yelled at him too. He was like, "Stop making me look bad."
Yeah, and they're all quiet listening.
He
to
later
him.
is just like, all right, I'm going to bring us to the Shadow Realm. And Valkyrie is like, I'm not using your broke ass Bifrost. See what you just did 30 minutes ago?
And then they ended up using it just on a big old like train looking thing.
They needed the help of the ship
and the goats.
As a
The
conduit.
goats to pull the ship.
Yeah, but Stormbreaker was the one that was like summoning the Bifrost to actually like travel through.
So did Thor always have the power to give people his powers? Did he have that?
Well,
I thought he's
Odin did that to him, didn't he?
Okay, so he has.
I thought the hammer just carried the powers. It wasn't.
He had the power to like bestow like commands
Thor has
upon
the power.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, because in the first movie, Odin takes away his powers, and then when he gives them back to him, he says that whole speech and gives him the power.
And then when he loses his hammer, he gets another speech saying like, "It's not the hammer, it's you." Like, hammer is basically just like a way for you to harness your power, but like you have the power inside of it. And then you see in Ragnarok,
Thor, the god of hammers.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, like when Thor kind of spoke into his hammer, he was kind of just able to bestow some of his power onto all those kids. He'd just be like,
well, that was the lightning bolt.
For a short amount of time.
That was the lightning bolt, not the hammer.
So did you?
I don't know.
So did how would a brain fart? Did you guys enjoy the kid fighting scene?
I thought it was kind of.
It was a
cool.
bit
cheesy.
Yeah.
It worked though.
I
mean, it did work.
It doesn't really contrast with the rest of the movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Goofy,
well,
so
I wish
this whole movie was just
wasn't-
goofy.
Yeah,
It should have been a goofy part, right? And I would have been fine with that. But have the final showdown between Gore and Thor by itself. Don't have it cut to a kid screaming, having a bunny shoot out lightning.
Yeah,
That make
kinda
the
does
fight
kill
better and
tension.
longer. Like it was basically just like it was like your typical fight. Like I don't know, Thor starts the good guy starts smacking around the bad guy for a good minute, and then the bad guy gets the upper hand for another minute, and then something special happens,
Yeah,
and then just as the bad guy's about to kill the good guy, something out of the blue happens, which was
their
Jane.
fight at the beginning was better than the final.
Yeah, I know.
Fight.
Yeah,
Also,
and then
the fight on the small moon planet, or the black and white moon.
that was cool.
That was the coolest scene.
That was awesome.
In Marvel thus far.
Yeah,
I
and
think.
Where it was all black
in
and
my
white, and they were
opinion,
like fighting the
It is
shadow
a complete
demons.
shift, and it's really good. Also, another thing really quick that I noticed that it was really subtle, but the sword that they have is Damascus, which is really cool, and that was the only thing.
What do you mean Damascus?
Damascus is
Like several layers of steel.
Is steel folded onto itself, so it creates a cool pattern. But then they just broke his shit anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I mean, that kind of was the whole point of.
Yeah, I know.
The
point of
Necrosword
the
is
movie.
just a Damascus blade.
It's cool though.
But no, that
Kinda
scene
underwhelming.
where they're like fighting the shadow people on the moon in the shadow realm was really epic.
Dude, it was
like,
so well like
that was the best fight scene.
animated.
I like how like
CG. I don't know what.
sometimes when Thor would strike, some color would come back to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like the way the camera would like track and how it was like they were fighting. They weren't fighting on like a flat surface. So it was like a really.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
Like a 3D
Looked like it was on
curved
Pluto.
surface. It like. You had a fight going on in this hemisphere, meanwhile another fight's going on in this hemisphere, and it's just I don't.
And you gotta love how Jonathan works now. When you throw it and it breaks off into a bunch of pieces.
Did you call it Jonathan?
Yeah, Jonathan.
Why'd you call it Jonathan?
Because of Ant-Man. What's his name? Paul Rudd.
When
Mjolnir? Mjolnir?
Yeah, they're like
Jonathan?
they're interviewing all the Ant-Man and the Wasp people,
Uh-huh.
and they're like, "What is the name of Thor's hammer?" And they're like, but it cuts to them all doing it, and then like Mjolnir, Jonathan.
Jonathan.
Paul Rudd is one of the
So
funniest people
I
in MCU.
kind of sometimes just call it Jonathan out of pure spite.
Jonathan.
But no,
show.
that was super cool how it like splits apart
It
and like
splits apart and it
Yeah.
looked
It
good
reminded-
killing all the shadow.
Oh,
marks.
reminded me
100%.
of the one weapon the Mandalorian used in Star Wars. The one that's like on his wrist. He fires all the little.
Oh, the
mini
like
rockets.
the
yeah.
It reminded me of that, and I was like, "Wow, that's super cool."
Yeah, I just thought of something. When they're fighting, like this is kind of like the scene where she's like fighting all the royal, like not the royal, but like the gods' guards or
They're,
whatever.
like Centaurians. Or
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah, and they're just dying left and right because they're useless.
Yeah.
For one, that was cool. Like
It's
with
a nice filler fight.
it was a nice little filler fight with like Mjolnir like splitting apart and everything. But for two, what's the point of those stupid guards? If everybody who lives there is gonna be a god anyways,
They're
like
god guards.
they don't stand a chance if everybody's a god there anyways. The only people who can get there is a god. So
They
like
must be very powerful.
What do you
then.
mean?
the guards in like the god's place. Like, what's the point of the guards?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
they're
no,
just-
that's true.
they're all gods. Like the guards aren't gonna do crap. Like
Yeah, that's.
hey, it's
Why does
bedtime.
Asgard
What
have
would you say to me?
guards?
Psh, die. Like
Still
what?
nice to have guards around. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, it's also kind of
Hey,
like,
go make some time for us to escape.
It's like when Emperor Palpatine has guards. It's like, what's the point of you? You're more powerful than your guards anyway. There's no.
Yeah,
point
but,
in
like, there's
Look
not
what
a
fucking
million
happened to
Palpatines.
that guy.
True, but and there's also not a million Palpatines walking around.
Yeah,
That's what this place is. Just a
Hello,
bunch of
Sheev.
gods
Hi,
walking
Sheev.
around.
Looking good today.
May I really quick ask?
Your man's really named Sheev.
Who is the person at the end who Zeus sends? Because I didn't really.
Hercules.
Oh, that's who he was.
Hercules.
I don't know what the point of that
Go
was.
get him, Hercules.
Yes,
It's gonna be another fucking
Is that what the next Thor movie's gonna be? Is
probably just Hercules hunting him down. But I mean, like, it's gonna be another Adam Warlock, because they're like at the end of Guardians 2, they're like, okay, and your name shall be Adam Warlock. Oh, when the fuck did that movie come out, and we still haven't seen him at all?
Oh, you
when
mean
was
in
this?
Eternals?
No, in Guardians 2.
you talking about?
You know the
Eternals,
golden
bro?
people that they fuck over at the beginning?
Yeah.
Because Rockets just steals some of the shit.
yeah.
Well, they make a perfect guy named Adam Warlock, and he's like kind of a big deal in the comics.
He's just never to be seen
He isn't
again.
fucking here yet because
still need to
there's
do
not
something
even
with,
there isn't a sequel yet because we have to wait for the next Thor. When the fuck's the next Thor gonna come out? Like
Or, like,
Phase 6?
50.
They also still gotta do. There's so many characters they've kind of just sidelined. Like they still gotta do some stuff with like the Nova guy from Nova Corps.
Yeah,
Who?
but
I think he's supposed to get his own TV show.
let's be
Who?
honest.
It's like
Who
it's been so long.
Yeah, who is this?
Uh,
But it's
I-
like why
The
why
Nova
did they
guy
never
from
introduce them?
Nova
They're not gonna
Corps?
do
We've
anything
never
with
seen
them.
Nova though.
They haven't introduced Nova yet.
Yeah, Nova hasn't been introduced.
They
yet,
have Nova Core, but they haven't introduced him yet.
which
Yeah,
is
but they
kinda
have
dumb,
like
but
don't they have like a statue of him in Guardians?
He's
of the
gonna be in
Galaxy?
Guardians
Yeah, I-
3.
possibly.
He
Yeah,
But so is Adam.
probably.
Adam Warlock.
Ultimate question: was this better than Doctor Strange, the last one?
Yes.
Just came out. yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's better, but it's not like. Here's the problem.
It's a meh.
So this is something that I thought of in the movie because I asked myself that question. Why would it be better? And I think the thing is that I think although Doctor Strange had horror parts in it, it kind of didn't know what it wanted to be at times, and would be like really weird and goofy at some points and scary at some points, and and then try and be like an action movie, and would like just be really stupid in some fucking parts in the movie.
And I think that's the director's fault.
Who's the director of it?
Sam Raimi.
Oh, well, Sam Raimi is a director, and they try their hardest, but I can't really.
I think maybe Marvel didn't let him go fully with what he wanted to do.
Yeah,
Maybe.
because they wanted to. I guarantee he was a part of No Way Home, and then they brought him on for a minute.
If they went all horror in that movie, I bet it'd be a lot better.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's the thing with this is that they went like almost 85% goofy, and then the parts where they were serious were pretty well done because they had Christian Bale lead on it, and I guarantee they didn't touch it. I guarantee. I still don't know how to pronounce his name 100% correctly.
The director.
Yeah. Taika Waititi.
Something
YT. Sorry.
Ultimate question though: is this better than Morbius?
Jack.
No.
Absolutely not, dude.
How
Morbius
have we
is
not
the best.
talked about the best part of this movie, though?
Morbius is the movie
Dr. Michael
ever.
Morbius shows
Morbius
up.
is the movie ever.
Like,
It
dude,
is
when
the
Jane
movie
came
ever.
down and she's like, "It's Thorben time."
Don't tell
Wait,
me
she
she
said that?
said that.
She said that.
Did I black out?
You guys
Every
watch
time
the
that
fucking
was-
movie?
Okay, I understand.
Nobody said that.
I understand the
She
whole.
didn't say it's Thorben time.
No, she didn't.
No.
Woman moment.
I understand I understand. I can't.
Mean.
I understand the whole like part where like
Fucking
her first.
cute.
I understand the first part where she does her whole catchphrase and it was supposed to sound cringy, but like, what did she say? Like it's rainbow time or something.
When?
I think
Time to
it was
chase the
meant to
rainbow.
Okay, it sounded so much worse
Yeah,
and
it
was
was-
like it made me want to just slice my leg off.
It was
pretty
meant to
cringe.
be bad because they're like, does she like do that often? And they're
Yeah,
like, yeah, she's
but
new to this
it
whole
was
thing.
way worse.
Oh,
I feel like
Vicky.
the-
Phrases were the worst.
Tell that part that you thought would be really funny if it happened in the very end credit scene.
So you know the end credits where they like Jane got into Valhalla, and she met Helheim. Is that what or what's his name? Heldheim? Is that
No.
or
No,
Heim
it's-
Held or
Heimdall.
shoot
Heimdall.
Yeah.
huh
Heimdall.
Heimdall.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that scene where Thor went to go rescue Sif, she was missing an arm, and he was like, "Oh, your arm's gonna be in Valhalla at least." They should have had the arm like crawling around in Valhalla.
That'd
in
been
that
so
scene.
good.
that would have been kind of fun.
That'd been so
Honestly,
like
I
that
thought
sounds-
that would have been kind of funny.
That sounds awfully like something of this director.
that they would do, but they didn't do
They
it.
should have done
That's
that.
That's like one of the. That's a golden
Also-
opportunity right there.
I also want to talk about what the fuck was the point of that then?
What?
Exactly. They didn't even like.
It was
do
just like
anything
I
with
sit
that.
through this whole credit scene
Yeah, I
waiting
know.
for something pretty good, like maybe expecting something with Loki maybe to pop up, and it's just like that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, when Jane popped out, I'm like, fuck, they didn't kill her. Like, god damn it, like just leave her dead.
She is dead.
She's dead.
She's in Valhalla.
I know that, but I didn't know that as soon as it started because she just pops out.
I don't remember the actress's name and I don't remember the character's name, but Jane's friend, the one with the glasses.
Oh yeah,
I'm like,
Oh yeah, the
When she-
one with the
when she-
glasses, right?
which you know who I'm
the
talking
one that was
about.
in WandaVision.
In
Yes,
WandaVision.
I know who you're talking about.
But-
I've never heard anyone describe
I
her as
don't
the woman
remember-
with glasses.
Would
know.
you rather me describe her a different? Okay, yeah, there goes.
I know
Zach.
her as
The
this
woman
is
with
going
the
on
hmm.
Facebook smile lady.
But it was funny because you could feel right when she was introduced. You could feel a wave over the theater of just people just going, "Oh." Was that just me, or did you?
I
you-
kind of heard it.
Yeah, you heard it. Like you heard
What?
everyone
What
But
happened?
I
adjust
didn't
in their
take
seat.
it like that. I took it as like, oh, it's that chick from WandaVision.
No, everyone.
I felt a lot of sweat in there, and I feel like it was a bunch of Marvel stands. Come on, they started clapping when the movie ended.
Yeah, when we left, there was like a lot of people in that theater. When we got there, like 5 or whatever, there was like
packed.
nobody.
I don't think it was for Thor though. Do you
Oh my
really-
god, the movie theater was packed. I took like 10 minutes trying to
Do you
find
think
a
it
It
was
was
parking
probably
spot.
both Minions and
Thor?
There's no
I
way
think more
Minions
people-
is grossing that much
More
money.
people went to
Dude,
Minions than
Did you
Thor.
not see our story? There were straight up 30 fucking people
I'm
not
surprised.
just 30 moviegoers.
Here's
30
But
people who
have you
actually
seen
took the
that theaters
time
have
to
been
dress
banning
up.
people like that?
Yeah.
Not this theater.
Did that theater not do that?
Nope. But
Hey,
they,
I'm just
uh,
trying to get people to come. Okay, they don't want to ban.
they've been because they've been having mosh pits happen.
Yeah.
And people
Yeah,
throwing
people throw
bananas at
bananas.
the movie screen.
But have you seen, like, I don't. Here's the difference between the Minions movie and like, for instance, Morbius. Like, I get it, we keep on bringing it up, but if you think about it, Morbius, you watch it.
I don't.
The only
even
difference
know where
is
this
nobody went to see Morbius.
You watch it once. You watch it once, and it's awful. So like, the people they're trying to get back to see it with the meme have already seen it, or they don't want to see it because they know it's ass. But like Minions, you haven't seen it yet, and they started making the meme before it was released, so then everyone was like, for the meme, and then they all went and watched it, and it was probably like a decent
And
movie.
then now it's gonna beat out Avatar.
Do you really think so?
No, it's not.
I mean, if people keep going, it might.
Maybe.
I've seen
Are
this
you
trend
wait,
so
you-
many
you're
freaking
thinking
times.
The second one,
What do you mean?
or are you talking about the first one?
No, I think
first
he's
one.
talking about
the first one's
one.
literally the most gross.
That's what I'm
movie.
saying, like-
how may I ask, how did Avatar 1 gross so much money?
I just asked Nick that
be-
question earlier.
How?
It was a visual marvel. Back in
It
the
boggles
Yes.
me. Well, but that's the thing
But
is like,
Avengers Endgame beat it.
okay,
But then they re-released
It re-
Avatar.
yeah.
but that's the thing.
And it
I don't
beat
want to
it again.
shit on Avatar,
It's
but
also
like
a good movie.
the story,
It's a really
the
good
story
movie.
itself is like,
Blue
I
people
want to say
jump
like a
around.
7.5,
Like-
maybe 8 out of 10.
it's
Yeah,
more
but
like a
it's-
6.
But Nick made a good point. Like before this, there was no like really any huge wide scale CGI and images until this point.
There had never been world building to that scale.
Yeah.
But I guess
before.
I
So this
guess
came out in what, 2008, 2012,
but I guess that's
like
true.
2000
or 2010.
I think.
It was around that time frame.
But
But there's like
here's-
nothing
Before
before
here's
that
a
looked,
good-
looked that good.
But I think Avatar from that, because that gives a good baseline for every single other movie that uses CGI, because like this was a point that I thought of. Now, Avatar was made in what, 2008, 2009?
Something
Let me
like
just
that.
look it up so we stop saying the wrong.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was made
before
in-
2010.
In X year. I want to be honest, the best looking things in that were the Avatar
2009.
at 2009, the avatars and the mech suits looked really good, and I remember
Yes,
that. And the
yes.
water looked realistic, which is really difficult to do
Landscape.
in 2009. Now, why have Marvel movies been with more technology after over 10 or 11 years?
Doing the Gerber baby crap.
Why do they look so shit?
I don't know, because
Don't give a pass, because the thing is that there's scenes in this movie where you can definitely tell that like Chris Hemsworth is a CGI thing. I understand there it is very difficult to make people look real in these sort of situations. But in Iron Man 1 and 2, the
Iron
mech
Man-
suit looked really good. And then in Infinity War, it was
to be fair, I think
but they did
the
micro
one in Infinity War was supposed to kind of look more like that than a real one.
But I think that's where their CGI starts to fall.
But to be fair, I mean, like, obviously, you have a fucking dumb Gerber baby, but like, I feel like if you look at like a recent TV show that Marvel did, like Moon Knight,
I haven't seen movies.
feel like
Oh, it
they
was
did.
so good.
It looked so good.
It looked really good.
I can't think of any moments in that whole like series where something looked bad. Like
But-
even his suit was good, but that's because he wore it.
But then there's other scenes that are in this movie where it's like even the part with the god. I watched the god and I could tell he wasn't real, but I don't know why they
In the very beginning?
in the very beginning when you look at him, his face is tracked onto a fake body. That is not his body, that is a fake body. His
Well, yeah,
face is
it's
tracked
fucking
onto the
huge.
thing. I understand that, but you could have literally done a Hobbit and just make him look bigger. They could have done it practically. They did not have to make it CG, and it would have looked just as real.
I feel like maybe it was just too rushed.
Why are they rushing things?
I don't know.
They have plenty of money. Are they afraid that they're gonna run out of money in their well?
I think either Disney or Marvel is like, hey, fucking stick to this script because we are releasing stuff
Why do they have to pump it out so?
I don't know, because right now Miss Marvel's also coming out.
They're just doing quantity.
I haven't seen any of it since episode 2.
So many shows.
Why are they pumping out quantity over quality? The Boys took so freaking long to make, and I understand some of the CGI might look kind of funky, but like,
I don't even think so.
Episode 1 of season 3 is done practically, and that's a gross freaking scene to think of doing it practically.
Let's get to the ratings.
I'm sorry, but like, it's making me mad, and it's making me need to pee.
Let's get to these ratings.
So do the ratings.
Peed since the movie started.
We already kind of gave our ratings, but we'll kind of briefly go back over what they are so we can get a final rating. Nick, would you like to start?
So I gave it a 7. Like I said earlier, I don't really feel like explaining why. It's just a 7.
We know why.
It's just a 7.
I'm gonna give it a 7.5.
Sorry.
Just because I thought it was a pretty enjoyable movie. You know, it's
7.5.
it got the job done for me.
I was really nervous that like I wasn't gonna come here and you guys are gonna be like, bro, that was like top tier Marvel. That was good.
There was really
It
good
was
scenes.
enjoyable.
It was an enjoyable
It was very enjoyable.
movie.
But
There
it
was
wasn't
good
perfect.
scenes.
It was not perfect, but
No.
it was enjoyable.
I can name several Marvel movies that had better like emotional scenes, you know, more intense fights,
I want more
better
Guardians.
CG, better story. Like
I don't know what which makes me think, because like there's movies where they are enjoyable and they're fun, but like because I did it in this movie and I don't remember the last movie I did it, but maybe you did. Maybe it was this movie for you guys, but for me, I don't remember the last movie where I legitimately didn't want it to end because I was excited from what they have shown me and I want to see
Last
more.
movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect the ending to go that way for this movie. Like I thought they were gonna do something different.
Yeah, but it was also like it hyped up to this penultimate thing that it was just like, I mean, I guess
Yeah, it kind of was
Whatever.
like, oh, I mean that works.
like you know
Like Thor's a dad now.
Yeah,
yeah,
what?
why what is the point in that?
I get like I know they're kind of hinting throughout the whole thing like Love and Thunder, but I didn't think that's where it was gonna lead.
No.
yeah.
I feel like half of this movie, or I feel like all of it, was more or less. I feel like the next Thor movie is gonna be really good,
I
right?
hope so.
But this movie, I feel like had too much of the director trying to fill in
As much jokes
as much.
possible.
Well, yeah, it was a lot of jokes, but I feel like he was trying to kind of fix what Endgame did to Thor. Almost, you know, because they're like, okay, here's Thor now after Endgame, depressed and fat. And he's like, he instantly gets rid of the fat stuff because obviously, what the fuck is gonna be a fat
Nobody wants
Thor
that.
movie? Nobody wants that. And then he instantly gets fit, and then he's with the Guardians. Then the Guardians leave him, but I thought he did that pretty good. But then it was almost like he was just trying to get Thor back his hammer. You know, because now at the end of this of the movie, Thor has Mjolnir again, and then Stormbreaker belongs to the girl, which I don't even know what her name is. I don't know
Love.
if she's in the comics.
Now I feel like just
Wow.
anybody can wield Mjolnir at this point. I feel like it's not even.
I don't know
special at
why
this
she has
point.
powers of a god.
Yeah, that was also not touched upon.
I don't, because she obviously didn't have powers when she was alive.
So she
I mean,
now
maybe
And
maybe the
Gorg
guy's
and-
dying wish was like, I want my daughter back.
I want
to
my
be a,
daughter
Like
to be a god
Or maybe
after
Mjolnir-
hating gods this whole time.
well, I mean, like it was corruption from the
Maybe he
sword.
was
Or
like,
maybe
I want you
Thor
to bring
gave her
my daughter back
powers.
as a god.
I feel like I just watched God of War 4.
Well, screw it. Just give her.
Yeah, but-
give her like
but-
Superman laser eyes, and we'll call it a day.
But Thor
pretty much
didn't
has
give her.
that.
That's what I'm saying.
Thor didn't give her the power of Thor though, because then she'd have glowing eyes. She had purple laser eyes.
Oh,
You know?
understand. Also, their love for each other feels very like, like not genuine at all. Cause like,
Well, they had no build up.
They have like
very kidnappy.
20 minutes. They have
just
like 2 minutes of screen time together. And
The
they're
main
like,
villain's
"Oh,
like,
we're
take
like
care of
a
my daughter.
father-daughter
I just
relationship."
Yeah.
Yeah, why would he resurrect her and then go ahead and die? Wouldn't he just wish to be with her
don't
when
think he
he
wanted
died?
Wait, hold on.
Why would
begs
he
the
just
question.
wish to be with her when he died?
So he has all these wishes, and he wishes, I want my daughter to be alive.
No, he was like,
Don't
she'll
you-
be alone, and then they were like,
Is there no
"She'll
such
be
thing as
alone,
putting
don't worry."
"and" in the sentence? Like,
Yeah,
I want my daughter to be. I want my daughter and I to be alive.
Yeah.
See, I thought he was going to be like, oh, okay, like
Save
resurrect
Jane or
Jane,
something? Yeah, or save Jane. I
and
don't
like
know.
you know cure her
I
or
didn't
whatever.
want it.
Because they had said the whole thing right before he was laying there before he did the wish, like, oh, you know, now she won't be alone because you're dying.
Mm-hmm.
And then he brings her back and then dies. So she's still alone. That's you just switched places.
And also, like, his kid could have straight up, like, he could have had her, and then, you know, Thor's trying to take care of her. He's like, oh, but make sure you put on your shoes. And she's just like, fuck you! And then just fucking lasers him and kills him. Like, obviously, I mean, I don't know. That just seems a little bit of, like, what is it called? Where, like, the kidnapper person, like, starts loving the kidnapper. Do you know what I'm talking about? Anyway.
Zach, what's your rating?
Has that happened in?
I don't know. Just get your ratings.
I don't know. I'm really not excited for like Hercules that much either.
Me
Zach,
either.
I'm gonna pee my pants if you don't.
Hey, I didn't even give a rating either.
We're saving the best for last.
Yeah, Nick, what's your rating?
I think we should save Zach for last then.
What's my rating?
Yeah.
Somebody just throw out a freaking number.
Somebody
already.
needs
oh
a
my gosh.
You had a 7.5. What was yours?
7.
7. What is yours? Sorry.
7.
7. Okay.
and a half.
Mine.
5.
I mean, mine's a 7. Wow. This
Okay.
movie got us. What was your 7.5?
7.5.
So 7.5, 7.5, 7, 7, 7.
And a half. Mine's a half.
And a half?
Yeah.
So 3 7.5s and 2 7s. Sorry.
Are you trying to math this in your head?
It's just
I
like
was going to. Did you already do the
7.25,
math?
No, but it's not 7.25. It's gonna be a little bit.
It gets a
above
C.
7. It's gonna be like 7.3.
Okay. Why don't we just give it a 7.3? Make it easy.
7.3.
Ah, look at you,
What?
math boy. All right,
I
somebody
got
say
it now.
bye.
You didn't use a Jacobian on that.
Bye.
What?
No, you got to say it when you're on camera.
Bye.